Have you tried erotic affirmations? Did they work for you? Here's what I did in 30 days of daily doing erotic affirmations. Hi, this is Liana, Holistic Intimacy Coach. Welcome back to my channel. Here I help you get your orgasmic intimacy. Before I get into the experiment, I want to remind you the two biggest tools that I have here. The first one is Get Your Orgasmic Intimacy ebook. This one is the most accessible tool that you can use from my work, and it has coaching explanations for the most frequent coaching challenges that people brought to my sessions, anecdotes, which is 22 people that I've worked with have given me their green light to share, their stories, and also micro experiments. Those are the equivalent of homework that I give when I work with people in sessions. The second tool is the Sex Dojo for Women, but guys, don't let that name discourage you. There's one guy in the dojo and he's enjoying some of the ladies' practices. Plus, he's benefiting from all the other programs because there are 4 other programs there that they can use. That being said, let's see how the experiment went. First of all, you need to be aware that on my channel there is a playlist which is called Guided Focusing. The reason it's focusing and not meditation, because meditation doesn't have a purpose. When you're working with something precise, specific, then you're focusing. So in that playlist, the third add to it was in experimental material. So it's filmed just with this phone and it's not edited because I did not get access to a studio. However, I did use that for 30 days. So first things first, I mainly do this meditation early in the morning. In case you don't know, I have Wolf. I have to walk him sometimes at 4 a.m., sometimes at 5 a.m. And after a 20-minute walk in the brisk air, I go back, I lay in bed, but I can't fall asleep. So that is the ideal time for me to do my meditation. In most cases, I do it without the song. Because I created that, it's very easy for me to tap into all the stuff that I said there and do it intuitively. However, in my case, because I don't do it guided, my mind wanders. So I fall into that trap. It happens to me too. So my meditation takes longer, sometimes around 40 minutes, because it wanders whenever I move from one center to the other, or if something is triggered in one center, a memory, a thought, something that I didn't heal, then it takes a while for me to process that and then get back to what I was doing. I don't mind because it's super early, so I do have the time to get myself back to what I was doing. In terms of benefits, first of all, what you probably don't know is that this entire pandemic affected my work to a great extent. So I've been fighting with depression, though I never shared that. This is the first time that I actually bring this up. The fact that I set myself up for this experiment actually helped me to get better. I didn't clean all my depression, but it wipes away pretty much 80% of it. And I'm back to optimism, I'm back to functionality, I'm back to creating things and putting new things out there, which is videos in most cases. So I didn't have to pay for a therapist. I was my own therapist, or the focusing tool was my own therapy. The second thing, because depression not only has its effects on productivity, it also has its negative effects on sexuality. So guess what? My libido is way better when I do the focusing. Until this entire thing gets solved and I get back to an optimal workflow and an optimal work output, I'm gonna do this daily because it helps me to get myself back up, also get my libido back up. For those of you that are not aware, when you're a facilitator for this, your sexual growth and sometimes your sexual vibrancy is linked to the work that you do. And if the work is affected, pretty much like in a relationship, your sexuality is going to be affected. Yes, it's going to happen. And I've not seen one facilitator that was not affected by the stuff that happened in their work. Even if they don't say that, it does happen. And last but not least, I actually did something pretty important because of all that depression and all the stuff that was coming with it. was chaotic eating and eating around the clock, and that's not healthy at all. So I managed to get back into time-restricted eating. Some days I managed to keep my eating at between 8 hours, sometimes between 9 hours, and sometimes between 10 hours. So the benefit for me is that I do intermittent fasting for at least 10 hours, sometimes 16. That's awesome. There are many benefits for my health and also for my fitness appearance. So that is something that I definitely want to hold on to, and the meditation, because it solves my biggest issue, which is my sexuality, that it got a bit berserk, and not in the good way with all the stuff that has been happening. I have a tool to keep it in check, and therefore all the other things are in check as well. So creativity, libido, work and workout regimen, and also eating style. So there are more benefits here than I can imagine, and I never thought that this tool would help me with intermittent fasting. Not in my wildest dreams, but I'm really happy that it did. In terms of materializing, because I know a lot of people do these things to materialize a potential partner. In my case, it has not happened yet. That's because I actually need something extremely special. Okay, somebody that will understand, have the sensitivity to sustain, the proper space with me in a relationship. For somebody that doesn't work in this field, it can probably yield a lot of great results even faster. In my case, I'm not expecting to meet overnight somebody that fills the right shoes or the matching shoes for me. Other than that, just today when I thought of doing this video, I got 3 more video ideas just like that, pop. Sometimes they come like this, at other times they do not. But inspiration and creativity are definitely sparked with this kind of practice. So I would love to know if you've taken that guided erotic affirmations or guided erotic focusing tool and what it did for you. I put a poll also in the community tab. Not too many people engaged with that, but I would still encourage you to do that. It will help me to keep track of this stuff and what results it gives you. And I wished YouTube would let me also. I can't vote in that poll because I created it, and somehow YouTube considers that I cannot vote my own poll. But rest assured that these are the benefits here that I've stated them. So once again, it's cleaning out depression, so getting into a positive mindset, then working with my libido, okay, helping me keep my libido to a higher level, and also creativity, by the way. And last but not least, it was the intermittent fasting or the more disciplined eating, which is a big thing for me. So that being said, I'm going to remind you again of the 2 tools that I have. One is the Get Your Orgasmic Intimacy ebook. That is a more, pure coaching tool. You don't have to read it from beginning to end. You can select the topics that are a challenge for you and you go straight to those and get your answers. Sometimes a micro experiment, sometimes a coaching client anecdote. So other people have gone through the stuff that you're going through. And the second one is the Sex Dojo for women, but not just for women. Those are the practices. I don't know how to write a book on practices. I know how to build a show me based experience with practices. So that's the best way in which you can do practices and follow along with me. All right, that's it. I'll see you tomorrow. I wish you an orgasmic, intimate weekend and intimate life. Bye.